All right, let's solve this system of equations. We first need to choose a variable to eliminate. I'm going to pick x. Hopefully you've noticed that we want to pick things that have one of the coefficients of 1. That's going to make the problem a lot easier. So that's why I'm choosing x. So we'll start with equations 1 and 2. I'm going to eliminate x, which means I need to multiply this equation by -2. So that's going to give me negative 2x minus 4y plus 14z equals positive 8. Second equation, we can just leave that alone. And then when we add those together, the x's eliminate. So we get negative y plus 15z equals 13. Star that equation because we're going to need to come back to it. All right, now I need to take a different two equations and eliminate x again. So I'm going to use 1 and 3. And if I'm going to use those, I'm going to need to multiply by -3 this time. So that gives me negative 3x minus 6y plus 21z equals 12. And 3x plus 7y minus 36z equals negative 25. So that leaves us with y minus 15z equals negative 13. All right, we're going to take those two starred equations. Negative y plus 15z equals 13, and y minus 15z equals negative 13. And they're all set up for elimination. Those eliminate, so we get 0 equals 0. Great. This is one of the infinitely many solutions. Infinitely many. Now, that's not a good enough answer, and especially now that you can't read it. Okay, you can't just tell me, oh, there's infinitely many solutions and leave it at that. Okay, we need to know how to find them. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back to one of the starred equations. I'm just going to use this one because it's easy. And we're going to set one of the variables equal to a. Okay, so pick the one that's least easy to solve for. In this case, I would pick z. So we are going to let z equal a. So when we plug that in, we get y minus 15a equals negative 13. And we can solve that for y, 15a minus 13. So now we have z in terms of a, and we have y in terms of a. We also need x in terms of a. So go back to one of your originals. I'm going to pick the first original. And we're going to plug in what we have. X plus 2, and then y is 15a minus 13. And z is a. And we're going to solve this for x. So we get 30a minus 26 minus 7a equals negative 4. X plus 23a equals 22, I believe. So x equals negative 23a plus 22. Okay, now we have a solution. X is negative 23a plus 22. Y is 15a minus 13. And z is a. Okay, so that gives us a way to generate these infinitely many solutions. If you plug in 1 for a, that's going to give you a coordinate. If you plug in 5 for a, that'll give you a coordinate that works. Now, the one other thing I want to mention is we made a decision on which one to set equal to a. We decided to let z equal a. If you are checking your homework problems in CalcChat, they could have chosen a different variable to be a. And if they did, the answer is going to look different. Okay, so don't panic if you go to CalcChat or look in the back of the book and the answer is slightly different. If they made a different choice here, it's going to affect the answer. Okay, let's try one more of these involving the A problems. Number 6. Number 6 is called a non-square system because the number of equations differ from the number of variables. Okay, notice we have 3 variables, but only 2 equations. So this means we are not going to be able to solve this and get like a single answer. Okay, so what you're going to do, it's similar to the A thing, is we know that there's not a unique solution to this. So take a look at the easier equation, which is the second one. We're going to let A be the problem that's less easy to solve for. So I'm going to let x equal A, and then we'll plug that in. So that means 4a minus z equals 0. So z is going to be 4a. So now we've got x solved for a and z solved for a. So now go back to this top equation. And x is a, z is 4a. And we're going to solve this for y. So we get negative y equals negative 17a plus 3. So y is 17a minus 3. So my solution, remember x was a, y is 17a minus 3, and z is 4a. Okay. So anytime you have a non-square system, more variables than equations, that's going to be one of those infinitely many where you're going to use the a to generate your answers.